Hello, good day everyone. I am Mary Barbie C. Ronolo and I'll be your discussant for today's topic. Actually, this is just a continuation of Ms. Nashanshano's report on strategies in teaching emergent literacy and improving reading skills, specifically on the reading comprehension skills. Before we begin, let us discuss first the objectives of this lesson. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to acquire information on the 6 essential skills in reading comprehension, appreciate the importance of understanding the factors that affects in improving reading comprehension, apply different strategies to help struggling readers in improving their reading comprehension, and of course, to assess learners' reading comprehension based on the sample assessment tool, which is the Mathloid Assessment tool. I guess you already know the definition of reading comprehension based on the different author. I guess this was already discussed by Ms. Nasansheno. And so the ultimate goal of reading is not just simply to decode the written text, right? We cannot say that someone already knows how to read if he do not understand the specific word. So it is not just more on identifying the letters, the sounds of the letters or the letter sound and associating those sounds in the letters, right? But the main goal of reading is to comprehend. That is why we teach and care about reading. Reading comprehension happens when a reader constructs meaning and understands the text. Also, it serves as a critical foundation, of course, for later academic learning, employment skills, and life satisfaction. This is according to Kirby in 2007. So here are the 6 essential skills in reading comprehension according to Lee in 2004. Of course, we should know these essential skills in reading comprehension in order for us to give the right support for our children. So there are 6 skills. First, the decoding, fluency, vocabulary, sentence construction and cohesion, reasoning and background knowledge, and working memory and attention. Let us first discuss the decoding. So the first one is decoding. When we say decoding, it is the ability to apply your knowledge of letter-sound relationships to correctly pronounce written words. It is a vital step in the reading process, and it relies on the 2 early language skills which was already differentiated during our virtual meeting. So the first is the phonemic or phonological awareness, which talk about which is more on the use of auditory senses of the child. This is where we know or hear the sounds of the letters. So when we are going to have an activity, we will just use the word listen. Listen to the sound of the following words. Listen to the sound of the letters, or listen to the nursery rhymes, and etc. And then the next one is phonics. This is the relationship or combination of sounds and letters. So here we are going to associate the sounds, the letter sounds, and its letters to form a word. So the next one is fluency. When talking about fluency, it speeds up the rate at which they can read and understand the text. It is also important when they encounter irregular words. So the word recognition is also applicable to have a fluency, to develop fluency. So when learners read quickly and without making too many errors, they are fluent readers. When we say fluent readers, they read smoothly at a good pace, and they group words together to help with meaning and uses proper tone in their voice when reading aloud. So when we say good reader, the good reader understand the given text and can read within approximated time. So the next one, the third one is the vocabulary. When talking about the vocabulary, we need to have, this is the key component in reading comprehension, of course. When learners know more words, they are more able to understand what they read, right? And vocabulary can be learned through instruction. Just like when we have our classes, we give activities, for example, give the meaning of these words using the vocabulary and use the following words in a sentence and etc. But typically, they learn the meaning of words through everyday experiences. Of course, just like watching TV, some of the kids nowadays, they watch children movies, and they would get words and then apply or use these words in the real life situation or scenario. And also through reading, they can also gain vocabulary through it. And reading together every day and choosing interesting texts help improve vocabulary. The fourth one is sentence construction and cohesion. When we say sentence construction and cohesion, this is very important, not just knowing about the meaning of the word, but also knowing the entire meaning of the sentence or the text being read. Because there are some authors that they would write sentences that needs to be read in between the line, and if you would not understand the entire text, there is a possibility that you would misinterpret the given text. So understanding how sentences are built and how to connect ideas within and between sentences are important skills for reading comprehension. And knowing how ideas link up at the sentence level helps learners to get meaning from passages and entire text. It also leads to something called like coherence, or the ability to connect ideas to other ideas in an overall piece of writing. And the fifth one is reasoning and background knowledge. This is very important um, for the learners or to the readers also. So in order for them to relate their real life experiences to the one that they are reading. Of course, for a lifelong learning. So they need to have a background or prior knowledge about the world when they read and be able to read between the lines and pull out meaning. So prior knowledge and reasoning can help learners to make inferences and draw conclusions, which is very important in comprehension, in knowing the given text or giving the summary and the like. Some of the ways to help learners build knowledge is through constant reading, of course, exposing to hands-on activities, movies, and even life experiences. And the last one is working memory and attention. These two skills allow readers to take and hold on to the information and use it again to gain meaning and build knowledge from what they are reading. So that the information that they would gain would help them analyze or interpret the next few readings that they would have. Learners need to be able to recognize when they don't understand something. They will do the self-monitoring, which is very important in reading. They are to monitor themselves when they are going to stop, to go back again, to reread, to clear up any confusions that they may have. And to increase the attention, it is encouraged to look for reading materials that is interesting or motivating to the children. Okay, we are done already with our 6 essential skills in reading comprehension. Let us proceed with our next objective, which is the factors affecting reading comprehension. This will be a great help, especially for the teachers and parents to address to the reading comprehension of the children. The first one here is reader's knowledge or background knowledge of the topic. Different readers will interpret an author's message in different ways, right? It is as in the saying, the end reader will always be the end interpreter. Comprehension is affected by readers' knowledge of the topic, the language, text structures, genres, their reasoning abilities, and their motivation. That is why when you are going to have important message to a person, you need to direct it through call or even through video call or personal communication, because a lot of things happened, a lot of miscommunication things happened through text, because as I've said, the end reader will always be the end interpreter. It would be up to the end reader on how he will going to interpret your message. Okay, a reader of low proficiency level and not having appropriate schemata will not be able to derive meaning from the text and will have difficulty in comprehending. This is according to Chai in 2017. The next factor is the quality of the reading material, because there are some texts that are considerate texts and inconsiderate texts. The considerate text is a text that is well organized and clear, while the inconsiderate text, it is poorly organized and difficult to understand. The more inconsiderate the text, the more work will be required of a reader to comprehend the given text. Just like if the text have two grammatical error or the font size is not applicable to the given age or to the given learners, they would create a lot of time or effort in reading. Or there are some texts that are not too clear enough, just like that. And readers who do not have the background abilities or motivation to overcome the barriers presented in inconsiderate text will have more difficulty comprehending these types of text. So, based on the findings of the study of Cohesion and Saburi, in 2016, reading materials and activities should attract the learners in order to understand the text easily and with accordance to their proficiency level. That is why in kindergarten or even in the lower grades, they would give a certain picture with a word in order to easily understand what is to be meant by the given word. And some of the elementary teachers would create a reading materials that is too catchy for the child to increase also their motivation or interest. It was also agreed by Katz and Company in 2017 that in order to attain this, instruction should be contextualized according to the learner's performance with the text and task. We cannot just give a reading material that is not context that is not contextualized or localized, because learners should connect the idea, their previously learned idea, to the current readings that they will have. So that is why in presenting a lesson, motivation always starts first, right? We as teacher, we need to motivate first the child in order to connect their previously learned ideas to our today's lesson and the likes. And the third one is the reader's characteristics. The reader's characteristics serve also as a factor affecting reading comprehension. Some readers have trouble learning to decode and recognize words. Decoding is the foundation in reading, right? And recognizing the words. Students who struggle with decoding rarely have a chance to interact with more difficult texts and often learn to dislike reading. They will, later on, they will lose their motivation in reading because they could not understand or read or decode the given words. As a result, these students do not have a sufficient opportunities to develop the language skills and strategies necessary for becoming a proficient readers. If you cannot decode a given word, you cannot comprehend. Next is, readers with poorly developed language skills and strategies will have difficulty in identifying obvious structures and comprehension cues that are part of considerate text. So even if the text is considerate enough, if the reader himself has poorly developed language skills, nothing would happen. No comprehension would happen. And the last one is motivation, purpose, interest are essential ingredients to successful comprehension. This is what I have told you a while ago, that we need to get the interest of the learners. We need to motivate them how to read, and because this is the essential ingredients to a successful comprehension. It can be stressed that if interest is absent, comprehension can be low. Even when the material is easy in terms of vocabulary and structure, it will remain incomprehensible to the reader who is not interested. The fourth one is socio-economic status and education. As we all know, low-income status of the students have lower vocabulary. I'm not dealing it as a whole, but this is common, especially to the low-income status students, because in contrast, the higher income status students have this great have an opportunity to access early education than of low income status students, because low income status students, there are some family that they can't afford to do so, even buying a books or going to school. And then the next one is the reading disabilities. As we all know, dyslexia is one of the well-known type reading disabilities, right? Because it impairs the way students see letters or connect them with sounds. Some have trouble or struggles in pairing sounds with the letters, which is the foundation in learning to comprehend. So if you don't know how to decode a certain word, of course, there is a possibility that you could not comprehend also the given text. Now we are done with the factors that affects the reading comprehension of the learners. Let's proceed with the strategies to help struggling readers improve reading comprehension. Okay, the first one is to find books they like. As I've said, it is very important to get the interest of the learners or to motivate them. In elementary grades, especially in kindergarten, they prefer books with a lot of pictures and books just like fairy tale books and the like. The second one is to read the books to them aloud. Emergent readers, of course, need guidance in reading, so it is necessary to an adult to read it aloud, right? The next one is skim the headings of the text. Reread sections that are confusing. This is very essential because this would evaluate the child's comprehension or understanding in the given text. If if the child do not know a certain topic, he or she should be going to write down a specific words and then ask or seek help to the guardian, or even to get a dictionary book and then look for the meaning. And use a ruler or finger to follow along. This is applicable to the lower grades. Write down words you don't know. As I've said, you can use dictionary to get meaning that are not familiar to you, or you can ask help to an adult and discuss what your child has just read. Okay, recap and summarize the main points. It is also necessary for a child to, you are going to ask what he likes about the story that he read, or what are the things or what are the lessons that he got from the story, and etc. Write down questions about what you don't understand. Okay, this will help the child also to have a clear mind or clear understanding on the given text. Identify reading problems if he or she has reading disabilities, or in what specific factor does the child have difficulty with. And the last one, or the last option, is to get a reading tutor if the parents is busy enough to guide the learners. Okay, we are done with our strategies to help struggling readers. These are just suggested strategies, and you may also look for another strategies in the internet, or ask others other strategies that is effective to other child. Okay, the next one is this is just a sample of assessment tool for reading comprehension. This is the Mathloid Assessment. In Mathloid Assessment, it is used for assessing reading comprehension of a child. This uses closed technique, where students read a series of passages and supply words that have been deleted from sentences within each passage. So they are going to fill in the words that are deleted. Passages are ordered according to its difficulty, but it do not represent a specific grade level. So in order for you to assess a certain or to identify the grade level of your child in terms of reading comprehension, you need to answer all of the passages for all of the passages. So the interpretation is based on the total number of correct words supplied for all passages administered. So you are going to read all the passages with approximated time only. So there are two levels of the test assess. The grades 2 to 5 for elementary level, and grades 6 to 8 and above for upper level. For elementary level, there are 8 passages, of course with approximate testing time of 15 minutes. And for the grades 6 to 8 and above for upper level, they have about 6 passages. And this is the scoring criteria for elementary level. So if you scored, if the child finishes all the passages within 15 minutes and then he scored, for example, 5, then his reading grade level is in grade 2 early. As well as in the upper level, if the child finishes all or even within the approximated time of 15 minutes and he scored like 41, then his reading grade level is grade 7 and above. So this is according to John Mathloid and Rita Mathloid from New Gap. So this is the sample passages. This is for the elementary level. And this one is for the upper level. This is just one of the passages that the Mathloid assessment have. Mathloid assessment tool. Yeah. Okay, we are done with our objectives. Now we are going to have an overview of my report. So reading comprehension is the ability to understand or construct meaning from the written text. It involves skill necessary in the foundation of academic learning and even employment. Comprehension skill is multifaceted. It involves 6 essential skills, namely decoding, fluency, vocabulary, sentence construction and cohesion, reasoning and background knowledge, and working memory and attention. And this skill or every skill contributes to a successful understanding of the text. There are also some factors that hinders or affects in improving reading comprehension. Some of these are the text itself or the quality of the material, the status of the learners, the characteristics, and even their reading disabilities, which could possibly affect comprehension. Understanding this could help you identify which area of your learners struggles with and where you can give the right support. Some suggested strategies are also mentioned, and even the assessment tool to use in assessing learners' reading comprehension. And this one is for my references. I guess mm, I am already done with my topic. Thank you for listening and have a good day, everyone. Thank you.